Hello everyone, and welcome back to John and Mandy Go RVing. In this episode, we start off with a tour of St. Augustine Beach KOA Holiday. Then we head into town for the day to visit Castillo de San Marcos National Monument and the St. Augustine Lighthouse Maritime Museum.
The St. Augustine Beach KOA Holiday has 86 RV sites, each with a picnic table and fire ring. Deluxe and premium sites are available. Many sites are 50 amps. Check the website for site specifics when making reservations. If you prefer tent camping, there are 19 sites in the campground. There are also 24 cabins, many of which are lakeside. Most are just for sleeping, but there are a few deluxe cabins with kitchens and baths. Turtle Lake is in the back of the campground. You can't swim in the lake, but catch and release fishing is allowed. There are 2 bathhouses in the campground and a restroom near the dog park. The laundry rooms are open 24 hours a day. There are 2 laundromats on site, one in the office building and one in the center of the campground. A propane filling station and dump station are available. Inside the office building is a store that is well stocked with essentials. You can rent banana bikes at the office, as well as paddle boats for the lake. The pool is open all year and is near the office and store. The playground is a nice size with a jungle gym, tetherball, and a sandbox.
The reputation of St. Augustine as America's oldest city, as well as the area's colonial Spanish architecture and history, has attracted visitors for nearly 200 years. Since 1565, when the first Spanish settlement occupied this land, St. Augustine played a big role in the social, economic, and political life of Florida and the United States. In the first Spanish period during the 1670s, the Spanish crown became aware of a menacing presence growing in the English colonies north of Florida. Construction began on a fortress to protect St. Augustine and the surrounding colony from invasion in 1672. The Castillo de San Marcos initial phase of construction was later completed in 1695. This mighty fortress is made from a conglomerate shellstone known as coquina, which was dug from quarries on Anastasia Island, roughly 2 miles away on the other side of the Matanzas River. The Castillo is the oldest masonry fortification in North America, and the best preserved example of Spanish colonial military architecture in the United States. On 2 occasions in 1702 and 1740, attacking armies from the English colonies failed to capture Castillo de San Marcos. Today, after more than 3 centuries, the fortress's physical integrity and structural splendor remains largely intact. Upon transfer of Florida to the United States in 1821, the name of the fortress changed to Fort Marion in honor of the Revolutionary War hero Francis Marion. It remained a U.S. military post until 1900. Fort Marion was designated as a national monument in 1924, and by 1933, the National Park Service became the new caretakers. In 1942, in honor of Fort Marion's Spanish heritage, Congress authorized renaming the Fort Castillo de San Marcos, and on October 15, 1966, it was listed on the National Register of Historic Places. St. Augustine went through 4 different periods of occupation, starting with the first Spanish period, dating from 1565 to 1763. Then the colony was relinquished to Great Britain at the end of the French and Indian War in 1763. This was known as the British period. The British occupation lasted only 20 years until the end of the Revolutionary War, and by 1784, occupation of St. Augustine was returned to Spain as a result of the Treaty of Paris. This is known as the Second Spanish period, which lasted only 21 years from 1784 to 1821. In 1819, the Adams-Onis Treaty was signed, which transferred ownership of Florida from Spain to the United States by 1821. This is known as the American period. There is plenty more history of this magnificent fortress, but I think we will save that for when you journey here on your own adventures. This is a bronze 15-inch mortar cannon. Don't forget to stop by the store on your way out and buy yourself a souvenir.
Let's stop for some lunch at Augie's Draft Room. It's a self-service tap house with 12 rotating selections to choose from. The majority are local craft beers, but there's also a small selection of wine and ciders.
So we're here at Augie's Draft Room, and we got some amazing food here. I got a chicken bacon ranch quesadilla with fries, and Mandy got a cheesesteak with fries. And we're sampling all their beers that they have here. So this is one of the oldest intact parts of town. We have a lot of shops and eateries in here, wineries, distilleries, breweries, you name it.
A visit to the St. Augustine Lighthouse and Maritime Museum is an afternoon full of fun for the whole family. You can climb the lighthouse for a fantastic view of the city, let your children play on a pirate ship-inspired playground, and visit museums and educational centers. There are also demonstrations, a World War II themed snack bar, and a conservation lab where scientists save artifacts lost on shipwrecks.
St. Augustine Lighthouse was one of a series of lighthouses built along the Atlantic coastline during the 19th century and was completed in 1874. It stands 165 feet tall and is the second largest lighthouse in the state of Florida. It is placed on the original site of an earlier watchtower erected by the Spanish in the 16th century. So now we're going to walk up the 219 steps to the top of the St. Augustine Lighthouse. What do you think, love?
I'm tired, but it's beautiful up here.
Worth the climb?
Yeah, just a little out of breath, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're in the bottom of the lighthouse now, and they have this bucket, which is a bucket they used to use to carry the oil up 219 stairs up to the light. So John's going to pick it up. How's that feel?
Feels heavy.
Pretty heavy? It would be 5 pounds heavier with the oil in it, so a total of 30 pounds.
Okay.
Think you'd be able to take that up 219 steps?
Yes, I probably could, but if you couldn't carry this up the steps, there's different areas where you can stop and take a break and look out the window too. So.
Well, John's way more confident than I am. There is no way I'd be able to make it up 219 steps.
Plus you can switch arms. So. It's pretty neat how this is an interactive museum, huh?
Yeah. You just touch these and different people come up and you can read about them.
This exhibit here is the history of boat building.
They're building it by hand, and then they sell tickets in the gift shop once it's done to draw for people to win it. Kind of cool.
They also have a World War II exhibit here. This was the original St. Augustine Lighthouse. Thanks everyone for joining us today, and if you found any of this information useful, please give us a like and feel free to subscribe. Take care everyone.